I'm so excited today because we are finally gonna learn how to tell if a girl is into you or not. Probably not, but hey.
I know a lot of guys have trouble picking up on the signs of whether or not a girl is into them, so
True.
today I want to do a little quiz so you can see if she actually does like you, or
This just got so much worse. I'm bad at quizzes.
even just how good you are at recognizing signals that you might be getting.
Oh,
Let's say you're in a bar and you look across the length of the counter and you
What's
see
a
a cute girl
bar?
who glances at you briefly, does a quick hair flip, and then turns back to her friends. Is she into you? Eye contact is obviously a good sign, but you really can't tell from this example.
Yeah,
She could just
probably
be adjusting
true.
her hair, and maybe she was looking at someone behind you.
yeah.
So let's say you're at the office and your cute coworker is waiting behind you to make some copies of whatever people make copies of, and she says, "Wow, do you think you could go any slower?" And then playfully punches your arm. Is she into you?
Probably not. No.
Again, you can't really tell from
Oh,
this example
yeah.
either. She
Close.
might like you, but she might just be giggling and punching your arm as a sarcastic middle school throwback. So really no way to tell. Okay, so let's say you're at the gym on the elliptical for some reason, and Cutie McBooty comes in and gets on the exercise bike in front of you. And then
Nice.
after 5 minutes, she looks back and says, "Wow, I'm so sweaty already. If only there were a way to get the same workout at home riding something else." And then gives you a wink. She into you? Yeah, I still can't tell with that
Nah.
one. Exercise equipment is pretty expensive, and maybe she lives in a small apartment and just doesn't have
Maybe she thinks you're for some reason really good with gym equipment and you know what kind of things are the best. You know, it does happen. You're at the gym for a reason.
space. So maybe you find a good deal on rowing machine somewhere. You can show her the flyer.
Yep.
Okay,
Sounds
so
about
let's say
right.
you meet up with a friend that you've had coffee and drinks with a couple times, and she says,
Is it a female friend? How do you get to the meet them in the first place part in that case? This is a bit confusing.
"A lot of fun on the last few dates we went on."
Dates.
That's a good sign because she thought those hangouts were actually dates.
True.
So suppose then she says, "How'd you like to come back to my place and watch Netflix tonight?" That's another good
Netflix is kind of bad currently. I don't know about that one, Chief. You should probably ask her, is there anything better than Netflix? Because Netflix is really kind of boring. I think you're wasting your time nowadays of watching Netflix. Honestly, get something else. You should probably give her advice on that. There are plenty of good sites online where you can watch stuff for free, and Netflix is just a chore, and there's nothing good on it.
sign. It's usually a pretty good indicator when a girl invites you to do something, especially at her place. So
Ooh.
then let's say later at her house, you guys are watching Wall-E or something like that, and she says, "I'm getting pretty bored. Why don't you come
Has
upstairs
she not seen Wall-E? Isn't that a red flag?
with me?" That's another great sign. She probably
Hmm.
has something pretty interesting to do upstairs if it's better than watching Wall-E.
True.
So then after you go
Big.
up there, all of a sudden she pushes you onto her bed, dims the lights, rips off her clothes, and you start having sex.
Huh.
Is she into you?
Unexpected? No.
Yeah, again, you really can't be too sure. It's pretty dark in the
Yeah.
room, so she can't really see you properly.
Maybe she's imagining someone else. There's always that part. Why does she dim the lights? That's kind of creepy. Maybe she's a ghost.
Maybe she's from Canada and was just being polite. Anyway, best bet is to just keep your wits about you and continue to look for signs.
True. Well, that seems very unhelpful, honestly. Didn't learn a lot, but still better than I was previously, so technically, win-win scenario.